koutou. E ngā iwi katoa, e huri mai nei ki tēnei wā. Ki konei rā e te iwi, kua mutura ngā mihi, mau mai rā, tēnā rā koutou. Talofa lava, and there's a few of them in the room. Malo elele, there's even a few of them too. Disambula vinaka, there's one or two here. Talohani, whakalofa lai atu, ni hao, namaste, kumusta, bonjour, hello. Talohani, halo ola kita, mauri ora, mau maira, tēnā rā koutou. Why don't you give yourselves a big, warm welcome and give a big round of applause that you've arrived here today. Beautiful. You're the keenest group I've seen in the whole of Auckland. Keenest group, yeah. We had an opportunity just to be out there, just to share and meet the candidates, but you've decided to come in here. Look at them. Aren't they beautiful and fantastic? Why don't you give a beautiful round of applause for them being here tonight? Cool. So my name is Pali, and I'm in the Whale. Hey. And my job is to get us through tonight so we can be home before the weekend. Is that a good idea? I'm looking at these beautiful candidates. I'm thinking about the hard work they have been doing. I'm thinking about the hard work that is still ahead. And then I'm looking at us and thinking, well, the choices need to be made at some stage, for who we might think would be the right people to do the right kind of work to move New Zealand forward, in particular in this area out here in Papakura. So I'm going to just do a bit of housekeeping. I'm going to hand it over to our brother here who's going to do our karakia to start off. And then I'm going to talk to the candidates and we'll roll our program and hopefully we'll be out of here before the weekend. Is that a good idea? Cool. So housekeeping first. Ladies and gentlemen, the bathrooms are just out there, just to my left. And if you need to go out there, just go through that little sort of section and the bathrooms are there. If an earthquake happens, this is not Wellington, so it's not going to happen. Is that okay? Yeah. For those of you who's still smoking and still like to vape a bit, we've got a special area for you. It's in Glen Innes. So just happy Ubering down there. Enjoy your vape and your cigarette if it means that much to you. Ka pai? Ka pai. Let me just hand it out to our brother just to do our karakia to start off our evening. Thank you, brother.
Mauri ora kia tātou katoa. E tangi tonu ana mō tō te ngākau mō tō rirohanga tātou matua ko Brian, Papa Brian Desmond Joyce, moi mai rā e papa, moi mai rā e koro, moi mai rā e te rangatira. Me mahara mai, it's good to see you all, and we'll start with karakia. Kei noi tātou. Tēnei te aro o rangi nui e tuake nei, tēnei te aro o papa tuanuku e tākatoa nei. Tēnei te aro o rangi raua ko papa e tākatoa nei, kia rarau te tapo ai a tāne ki raro. Tēnei te pō, nau mai te ao. Karangatia e piri, karangatia ko tāne. E piri e tata whakamaua kia tīna. Haumi e hui e, tā e ki e.
Thank you, brother. Okay, thank you. I also have to mention that tonight it's been live streamed. Good, eh? Yeah, hope you got your best face on and hope the candidates are all in good condition. So it's been live streamed. If you want to go on live stream, for those of you, let me just give you the link. The live stream is run by G2G on the Blue Spur Consulting Facebook on the website. So if you're going to key in, welcome to those on live stream this evening. I'm just checking this. Okay, so tonight we wanted to be family friendly. Yeah. And so you know what that means. A little bit of respect for one another in our conversation. making sure that we say nice things tonight, positive things tonight, no swearing, no putting people down. And it's my job to keep an eye on that, although I know the quality of our candidates is fantastic. I have a question to ask. We've got people here who are on the role of councillor or the board. I'm just thinking, those in the local board and those who are councillor, do you want them sitting across or in two different groups? What do you think? Or does it matter? Yeah, you're savvy out here, eh? See, in West Auckland, we had to separate them. Yeah, you're savvy out here. Awesome. Okay, so they're mixed. Can I speak to the candidates now? Okay, people, we have 4 questions. Each of those questions require you to answer each of those questions, and you only have a minute, okay? So when I ask you a question, you have a minute. In 30 seconds, I'll ring the bell. It goes like this. Easy, eh? So you know you got how many seconds after that? Excellent. At the end of the minute, you'll get this. And what should you do? Excellent. Did you hear that? You got a commitment from the MA. So 30 seconds, and you just carry on talking. When you hear the bell ring twice, that means stop. So that your next candidate has the same amount of time. The questions are easy peasy. Okay, so you don't have to do your whole bibliography or your story of your life. Okay, it's just easy questions. What we'll do is we'll start from the left and we'll go across. And you just use these microphones here. Hang on. This is for people who are very
I'm not commenting.
If you feel short, just use that one. If you feel tall, you can use that one. Okay. Okay, so the people here tonight have gathered because they want to know lots about you if they don't have it already. And don't forget, when we're finished tonight, we still have a wee bit of time to mix and mingle in that area there. So it's not all finished tonight, okay? It's just the beginning. So just begin to put yourself in line with the answers, and we'll, and then you can mix and mingle with them next door if you want to know more. Okay, are we ready to go? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, kapai. But you'll be first when we do the second question, bro. Okay. So the first question, easy. Your name, in case people know, your name, okay, your party affiliation, and your professional background. And don't forget, are you in the role of councillor or in the role of local board? Are we right with that? So what is that? Your name, your cultural affiliation or party affiliation, and your professional background. And you can just use the microphone. Can we start with you, madam? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Let's get this thing rolling.
I'm not short, I don't think. Maybe. Hi, my name's Karen, and I'm a little nervous, even though I shouldn't be, because we've done this a few times now. But I am a Papakura gal from way back, when many here might have still been twinkle in their dad's eyes, but way back in 1967. So I've watched Papakura right throughout. And I'm an independent, but by independent that means I work for everybody, not just a set lot. And I look forward to hopefully getting the position as councillor and get the ball rolling. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, just step up to the mic and go. I don't think this mic is working. Yeah, okay. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's your minute finished. Can we have the next one?
Thank you. Kia ora everyone. My name is Ranbir Pabla. I'm living in Papakura last 37 years. So my professional background, I'm working for Papakura Athletics Club. Last 23 years, I'm third time deputy chairman in Papakura. I have pro link with the Maori community. I learned interior Maori and I did postgraduate diploma in professional bioculturalism supervision. So in Papakura, my reason to as a candidate, So I know everything what happened last 37 years. My reason to here, we need to, as a sports developer, because I'm developing work with a lot of students and players. We need to also, we have a lot of traffic light, and Mill Road we have no traffic lights. So my reason, we need a lot of improvement in Papakura. So I have taken notice what is need to change. Thank you.
Kia ora. I'm Joseph Allen, standing for the Manurewa-Papakura Ward Council alongside Angela Cunningham-Marino, who can't be here tonight, under Love Manurewa-Papakura. I'm your councillor candidate with 9 years local board experience and 3 years as Manurewa local board chair. I've lived here since 1969, have a BSc in computer science and a BCom in accounting and finance, and played in the Papakura Civic Orchestra in the 70s, and I'm musical director of the Manukau Youth Orchestra. Over decades I've led young musicians to perform at the Hawkins Theatre, Somerset, Karaka, Lady Elizabeth, Papakura Oaks and many more. My wife is a nurse at the surgery centre, and we have 3 children aged 13, 15 and 18 years who attend local schools. I established Love Manurewa 3 years ago, winning 5 seats in just 5 months, and now it's Papakura's term. Time for change, vote Love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kia ora koutou, ko Uer Uwhurida, te maunga, ko Afran Hebron, te awa, ko HMS Asheron te waka, ko Elam Christian Centre toko wharikarikia, ko Carl Peter toko tipuna no Wales ia, ko Ur Diversies toko iwi, ko Renwick toko hapu, ko Wendy Rawa, ko Trevor o ko Matua, ke Papakura toko kainga noho e nainei, ko Craig Hansen toko wingoa, tēnā koutou katoa. My name is Dr. Craig Hansen, and I'm the husband of 1 wife and the father of 3 adult children. We live in Papakura, and I'm standing for the Love Papakura team for your local board. So I'm going to request that you vote for all 6 candidates for Love Papakura for your local board, and also Joseph Allen and Angela Cunningham-Marino for your Auckland Council representatives. I'm an educator by background, involved in community, and would love to represent you, your views, your needs, and get them across the line. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Kia ora. Tēnā koutou katoa. Ko Kim Squire aho, no Māngari aho, ki Papakura tuku kainga noho. Philip and I, my husband, have lived in Papakura 35 years, and we had an electrical business, and currently I'm a sector support advisor, which is capacity building volunteer organisations with financial advice for funding, strategic planning and governance training. Sorry. It's, I did the same job at Manukau City Council and the later Auckland Council, and I had the addition of the largest fund to administer. So that's going towards things like grandstands, lighting projects, project managing these things. So, thank you.
Kia ora everybody, my name is Laura Faree. I've lived and worked in Papakura for the last 16 years, and I'm really proud to call Papakura my home. This is a fantastic opportunity for me to join up with the Love Papakura team on the local board. Very, very excited to see what the future holds. I've worked at Campadere, I've worked at Kokaka Lodge, I've done a great stint with Bruce Pullman Park. I've also taught karate in a bunch of local schools and have medalled at a few world comps myself. I know a little bit about karate, don't do it anymore though, but great skills for youth. Thank you. I am currently also working as a health and safety and wellness manager for a Pioneer Seed brand. I look after the Australian and the New Zealand factions of the work. And in addition to that, I've also been a health coach based at Papakura East Medical Centre. Why am I standing? Because I believe that it's time for change, and I would love the opportunity. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Andrea Beard. I am Papakura born and bred, and I am running for the Papakura local board. For 23 years I served our community as a phlebotomist, so there'll be many of you in the crowd here where I've actually stuck a needle in your arm, maybe hurt you, maybe not. Since working as a phlebotomist, I started in the community volunteering my time in the name of resilience, keeping our community strong, keeping it together and working to engage each other and get everybody together again, just like it used to be, old school values. And I'm all about keeping it back to basics. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brett Catchpole. For many, many years now, I've been associated with Papakura. It goes back to when my father was the commander of the artillery here at Papakura camp. But I've been on the Papakura local board since it became Auckland Council, and that is from 2010, and the last 3 terms, 9 years as the chair. And I'm proud to have led a very good team under the action team. They have been fantastic. They've made sure that we haven't overspent your budget. Your hard-earned rates, we make sure that we haven't overspent them. And my background is in accounting, and I go back to one of the big firms in Auckland, Kendon Mills, Muldoon and Brown. You may have heard of them, or at least one of their members. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking forward to representing you going forward, and I ask you to vote for Brent Catchpole and the entire action team.
Thank you, Brent. Hello, everybody. Kia ora. Ko Matt Winiata, toku ingoa. Hello, my name is Matt Winiata. I'm running for the Manurewa-Papakura ward, Auckland Councillor. First Māori to be elected, I hope, for the Manurewa-Papakura ward, alongside Councillor Daniel Newman and the action team. I've been the chair of the Manurewa local board for the last very successful 18 months. I grew up in Manurewa. I have 3 kids, 25, 21 and 19, and I've been on the Manurewa local board since 2022. I support mana whenua-led Māori wards. I support all local clubs. I support greater regional investment in our sports fields. I support and will advocate for the lowest possible rate increases and calling a halt to any trial about fortnightly rubbish collection. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Daniel Newman. I'm very proud to be your Manurewa-Papakura ward councillor. I grew up at the bottom of Redhill up in Duckworth Road. I went to Papakura High School. Lizzie, my wife and I, we live in Wattle Downs in the middle of the Manurewa-Papakura ward. I attend Mass at St Anne's and I sometimes go to St Mary's on a Sunday as well. I'm very proud to have been your Auckland councillor for the past 9 years. I was very disappointed to be the only South Auckland councillor to vote to oppose that fortnightly rubbish collection service, and I can tell you here and now, my priority in the next term, the first point of negotiation alongside Matt, is to renegotiate to ensure that we can retain our weekly household rubbish collection service and keep those rate increases as low as possible and address some of the major infrastructure challenges that Papakura is shortly to face. Thank you very much.
Kia ora and talo palava. My name is Felicity Ava and I'm a proud Papakura local, raised in Opahiki and Beach Road, married to Enosa and blessed with 4 grown children and 12 grandchildren. For over 40 years I've worked as a primary school teacher, specialising in music and arts, and currently teach at Papakura Normal School. Alongside teaching, I've served more than 20 years in local governance, and I'm honoured to be seeking re-election as your local board member. I've worked with schools, churches, sports clubs and community groups because I believe strong families and thriving young people build strong communities. As a Papakura District Councillor, I helped secure land in Opahiki and Hingaia sports grounds and parks, spaces that are now alive with activities for all generations. Go and take a look if you haven't seen them. Papakura is growing fast and we need people that are willing to accept change and move forward. So vote for Felicity Ava'a and the action team, for community, for families and for the future of Papakura. Thank you.
Tēnā koutou katoa, tēnei ahau I tauti nei ki takuranga ake ko George Hawkins taku ingoa. Good evening, I'm George Hawkins, born and bred in Papakura. I'm a current member of the Papakura local board and I've served on the local board for the last 2 terms and standing with the action team for re-election this time. So I said I was born and raised in Papakura and I attended Redhill College. I moved back to Papakura when my children were little and we have 3 children. I'm a teacher in my professional life and I work in Wattle Downs and I'm the release teacher at Maikura and over the last term was also the 3rd teacher in our school's Rumaki. I believe Papakura is a fantastic place to raise a family and look forward to returning as an Action local board member. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kia ora koutou. Is that working?
No, go.
Kia ora koutou, ko Jan Robinson toko ingoa. I'm Jan Robinson. I've been the Deputy Chair of the Papakura Local Board for the past 6 years and I'm standing again for re-election as a member of the Papakura Action Team. I've been heavily involved in the local community for many years, been a Justice of the Peace for over 25 years and a marriage celebrant for almost as long. I have a nursing background, but for the past 30 years I've worked in administration. This includes many years at Papakura High School and as senior support person in the Papakura Electorate Office. I live at Karaka Lakes with my husband John. I have 2 adult children, he has 5, all of whom have attended schools in the local board area. I'm ready to continue working hard for the local community along with the rest of the Papakura Action Team. Thank you.
Nice.
Kia ora koutou, I'm Andrew Webster and I'm proudly standing with the Papakura Action Team. I'm of Irish, Indian and Ngāi Tahu descent and I am Papakura proud and I've been fortunate enough to purchase my first home here in Papakura. I grew up in Pahurihuri, attending Rosehill Intermediate Rosehill College. I currently serve on the Papakura local board and I'm seeking re-election. Alongside this, I work as a financial controller for a local charitable organisation here in Papakura. I'm also a partnership lead for a local charity in Kura Cares charity here in Papakura, helping rangatahi. I'm passionate about enhancing Papakura for every resident. I come with strong financial skills and I am committed to ensuring responsible fiscal management on the next term of council. So I ask that you vote for me, my Papakura Action Team candidates, and collectively we will do the mahi for Papakura. Thank you.
Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa, ko Calvin Hyatt toku ingoa. My name is Calvin Hyatt. I'm a current member of the Papakura Local Board and I'm standing with the Papakura Action Team for re-election. I'm a facilities and grounds maintenance contractor and so I have experience in parks and facilities. I live in Conifer Grove and I'm the chair of the Conifer Grove Residents Association. I went to Cleveland School and then on to Papakura High. I'm married to my wife Hazel and we have a wonderful daughter. And my passions are mountain biking, as many of you will know, community and bringing people together. I'm fascinated about networking and that's a strong thing that we need to do as a community. I stand with my Action colleagues, so vote for Calvin Hyatt, Daniel Newman, Matt Winiata and my Action Team. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Prasad Gawande and I'm standing with the ACT local ticket for the Papakura local board. Now, I've lived in Papakura for over a decade and I have ran a local business here as well and I have over 15 years of experience in sales and management and I hold a master's degree in business from AUT. The reason I'm standing is to advocate for lower rates and fixing the basics and getting accountability back in council. Thank you. Vote Prasad, vote ACT Local. Thank you.
God bless you all, and my name is Glenn William Archibald. I was born and bred in Papakura. I have served on the Papakura District Council for 15 years, and I'm very, very experienced. The main thing that I am here to offer to you is to get back your water and wastewater assets. 30 years ago, the council that I was on sold those assets to a company called United Water. And I will go into more of this further in the evening, but that company is now called Veolia. They had a 30-year contract with a further 20 years right of renewal. And if I'm elected to Auckland Council, which is where I'm standing to fulfil the vacancy of Angela Dalton, I will be sure to get that water into the hands of Watercare, and the money that Veolia have will come back to you people as ratepayers of Papakura. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean.
Moriore kia tātou katoa, ngā mihi kia koutou, i ngā rangatira, ki Ann Kendall, ki Whaehine, Joyce, ngā mihi, mo au mahi manaki a tātou i a rā. Ki te taho o tōku māma, he uri a hau o tūwhare toa, me Ngāpuhi, me Maiti Ngāpuhi, ko Kiritaka Manuel tōku ingoa, ko Eliza Moi Tāpapa mihi nui maihi, tōku māma, ko Lachlan Manuel tōku tama, and I am part of the Love Papakura team for 2025, running for the Papakura Local Board. I currently sit on the Executive Marae Board, Papakura Marae Board, and this is my first year, so working with Whae Ann Kendall, matriarch of our time. It has been an honour. My hobbies include a lot of training. So I train over at Fit 60 with Kevin Mealamu. I've trained at pretty much every gym in Papakura, I can safely say that. So hauora is a huge, huge part of my life. Kia ora.
It's really hard, eh? Oh, it's really hard. You know, I know some Pacific people, their names take 1 minute just to say it. You've managed to put nearly a whole whakapapa in that 1 minute. Amazing. Put your hands together. That's amazing to try and do that in just 60 seconds. Amazing. Don't forget, folks, we've got 3 more questions and they only just get a minute. So some people have asked me before if they've received the questions. You should have received the questions, eh? Yeah. So they've had a chance to prepare. So, you know, we're not catching them off guard. They've had an opportunity to prepare their answers just so that you could hear them properly. So our next question is a really simple question again, and we're going to start down your end, brother, and work our way back here. Again, you've got that minute. I'm not sure if that mic's working. It's not. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not counting the minute when you get up from there. I'm just counting the minute from when you say kia ora, whatever it is that you're going to start with. Is that all right? Yeah, I'm being really fair. Okay, this question is straightforward. What 2 key issues will you champion for the community? Oh, you want 3 now? Okay. Shall we go to 3? Look at the heads. Okay. All right, we'll go to 3. Okay. You still only have 1 minute to get your 3 in. All right. Stop trying to push the boundaries. All right. I've got it here. Okay, it's 1 minute. And what 3 key issues will you champion for the community? And your time starts now.
Oh, kia ora. So my first one's going to be local innovation in vibrant communities. I don't want to touch on that one too much because it's the last one that I want to touch on. And then the second one's going to be a te tiriti-led governance, okay? So that's important to me. Te Wāri Māori, that's what it should be about. But the final one that I want to talk about is the youth empowerment and opportunity. So this is huge on my agenda. I've worked with rangatahi in the community for years. I served on our frontline, so I know what we need to do for our rangatahi. This is very important. We need to stop talking at them and continue to walk on the grass with them, beside them, okay? And one way we can do that, whānau, easy as, we put them on the local board. We give them a table on the local board. You know, and I can honestly, safely say to you, the only one qualified on this board, she's not here tonight, but she's sick, is Caitlin Dulcie Smith. So whānau, if you want a rangatahi voice, you vote Caitlin. She's running with us, Papakura. I love Papakura. She's not here tonight. She's Mawiwi. Oh, man.
Just use the microphone, otherwise you won't go on live stream. You'll be going on the back stream.
So just carrying on with the asset that you people have had taken away from you for over 30 years, or nearly 30 years. That asset is worth millions and millions of dollars. There's been no accountability in recent times. When I was on the council, we tried to get United Water to be accountable. They could not be. But they've taken money off all the developers, and those millions of dollars, I've got no idea how much it is, are dollars that will be able to help Papakura move ahead. It will also help Watercare get on and manage the assets rather than the competitive fights that go on. If any of you have been out and had a look at Karaka, it's an absolute shocker where development cannot proceed because the water mains in are not there and the wastewater cannot go away. So that has to change, and it will only change without Veolia. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So the three key issues for me are advocating for lower rates, fixing the basics, and improving local transport. Now firstly, lower rates. Hardworking families are struggling with rate hikes that don't match with inflation or wage growth. Yet at the same time, the basics are being neglected. Rates should reflect value, not waste. Secondly, fixing the basics. That means fixing hazardous footpaths, maintaining parks that are used by children and elderly, and also means improving safety, like installing security cameras in parks and public areas that are high risk, so families can feel safe in their own community. Thirdly, better local transport, whether it's more reliable buses or even easing congestion on some of our main roads. Papakura deserves investment so that'll help people getting around more easily to work or other things like school drop-offs or pickups. Thank you.
Hello. So, okay. Healthy waters and our environment, our parks, maintaining our parks and our facilities, and our dog control measures. They all need some work. They all need ongoing work. I'd like to complete the concept plan that we have for Te Koiwi Reserve and the pond improvements. It's a major to get those ponds, those stormwater ponds, working correctly and looking beautiful. Particularly want to work with, I work with the Massey Park and the McLennan Memorial Park with the stakeholders. Want to work with the stakeholders to improve those park assets, make sure they're at a working state for our park users, and particularly bring down the levels of vandalism, unfortunately, in them both. On the dog control measures, I currently am, and I would like to continue working with animal management with regards to compliance. Thank you.
Kia ora. So 3 key issues that I'll champion. Tahi, healthy waters and environment. Pond enhancements at Bruce Pullman Park. Healthy waterways in Papakura such as the Papakura stream. Rua, maintaining our parks and facilities. Bruce Pullman Park is an integral asset to our community. We see tens of thousands of people that participate in sports and community. And we need to see the development of the car parks to handle those tens of thousands. Toru, youth programs. Funding is needed to be continued with organisations that are accountable to council and that show a social return on investment for the putia that council put into the organisation. So vote for action. We need 3 more years to continue the great work that we've been able to start. So thank you very much.
Papakura Local Board is facing a shortfall of $670,000 in our budget, which comes from the Auckland Council. One suggestion put to us to make up that shortfall is to impose more targeted rates. We cannot keep piling targeted rates on people who are already struggling to put food on the table for their families. This is why the Action Team is adamant we will fight any attempts to introduce more targeted rates. We're lucky to have beautiful parks and reserves in the local board area, and we mean to keep them. They are definitely not for sale, never have been. There's never been a discussion about that. And as budget permits, we will upgrade all of those facilities, including new playground equipment and installation of fitness equipment. And I will keep advocating for the retention of all our essential services, such as our libraries, which are absolutely essential.
So three key issues for me that I intend to champion for Papakura. One of the key issues for me, and it's been raised recently, is the proposed landfill in Franklin. Okay, it affects Papakura because it is near Hayes Creek, which is a supplier of water to Papakura. I want to ensure that this proposal does not affect our water, and to continue to advocate for and lobby for more sensible options away from a water supply and that we need. Also, in terms of the environment, supportive of the Urban Ngahere program, we have the least amount of leaf cover in all of Auckland, and we need to ensure that when these plantings happen, that they are in places that aren't under power lines or above water mains, and sensible kinds of trees are chosen. Lastly, road safety. I intend to continue advocating for safer roads around Papakura with a focus on sensible and practical traffic calming measures in known speed areas such as Opeheki Road. Thank you.
Three key issues. Number one, healthy waters and protecting our environment. For example, the Pahurihuri Inlet. I worked with PIPS to care for this local waterway, and I'll continue pushing for mangrove removal, rubbish and weed cleanups, controlling pests and protecting our bird life. I'm also passionate about our local forest and bush areas, which are like our Kirk's Bush, so our schools and our rangatahi can learn about and enjoy our trees and wetlands. Number two, well-maintained community facilities and parks. Our parks programs are important. I'll keep pushing for upgrades like the Elizabeth Campbell Centre and the Centennial Building, and champion events like Christmas Parade, Carols in the Park and Anzac services because they bring people together. Lastly, safer transport and better infrastructure. Remove the unsafe cycleways along the Takanini Strait to create beautiful off-road shared pathways, and I strongly oppose Tim Tams, those unsafe concrete barriers, and I'll work to have them removed. Thank you.
Acknowledging my colleague, Councillor Kieran Leone, who could be your next Mayor of Auckland with your vote if you decide to vote for it. The next financial year, the operating cost of the City Rail Link will potentially add up to 5 points on your rate increase alone. The number one issue is about financial stewardship, to try and keep the rate increase as low as possible. And any flippant commitments about increasing rates in the future is deeply unwise given the impact on household budgets. We have to retain the weekly rubbish collection service. That is essential for choice and convenience. And we have massive new infrastructure challenges like Mill Road, like the grade separation in Takanini, which will require steady investment in our community, even as the challenge of change commits. So those are my three commitments, and I look forward to serving alongside Matt to help deliver in those areas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. Three issues. Retaining your choice to put rubbish out when you choose. That is, not having people that don't live or work in your area decide how you should live your life. Retain the weekly rubbish collection. Keeping council accountable to lower rate increases by addressing wasteful practices. And smarter investment to South Auckland through safer street initiatives with more support and advocacy to animal management and desexing programs. And restricting access to harmful substances and vaping.
One of the key things that's important too, we've heard all about the weekly rubbish collection, but there's another thing that Papakura Local Board was asked to do, and that was remove rubbish bins in our parks. And the stupidity of that is that people go to our parks, they take their lunch, they take their water bottle, and when they've finished it, they throw it on the ground if there is no rubbish bin. So I propose to keep our rubbish bins within our parks and make sure that the surrounding areas are safe. The other one is transport. Within Papakura, we have run a pilot called AT Local, where you could jump on a bus, the small buses, and it would take you within 100 metres of your home. We want to see more of those because they get people out of their houses and out of their cars to where they need to go. The third thing I want to champion is safety around the community. Thank you.
Three key issues. Three. I went out and I asked them. I went and I walked the main street of Papakura and I asked our businesses what they thought our three biggest problems were. Now, not surprisingly, the cost of living was right up there. I mean, of course, we're all feeling the pinch of that. But surprisingly, our business owners are really concerned with homelessness and the rate of crime. Now, these are things that I wouldn't have expected to be high on the list, but they were. So I'm going to steal theirs to champion. That's what the people have asked for, and I'm going to go along with that. So many thanks.
Kia ora, everybody. My priorities are clear. We've got a lot of issues, we understand that, and we're also doing a lot of good. The top three things are based off my 15-year-old daughter that unfortunately I failed to mention in my first intro. Apologies to my child. I really want to make sure that the streets are safer, not only for her, but for everybody else who's using them. On the corner where I live, we have a congestion issue, we have footpaths that are lifted, we have cars that are double parked, and we've got a single lane traffic. And we've got a playground, and we've got intensive housing. We've got a lot of things. We really want to make sure that the streets are safer for the likes of everybody. Public transport, I want it to be safer and I want it to be easier to catch with shorter wait times in between it so that people don't have to travel an hour and a half both ways to get to work. And in addition to that, I want to make sure that your voices are heard, that our community's voices are heard, that you're engaged with, that you're involved in decision making, and that you are fed back to. Thank you.
Strengthening democracy through experience and accountability. I believe that I can deliver these results having been on the other side of the table to the members. I've seen how things work in the processes, and I feel that democracy is really important to hear the other side. Addressing roaming dogs. Can you believe that Homai cannot train dogs in South Auckland? They've got to take the dog somewhere else because the dogs are a hazard. That's shocking. It's safety for all of us. Improving rubbish services. We all know about that. And the illegal dumping is just out of control. I see it every day. I ring it in, and we all need to take responsibility for that. Okay? Thank you.
Kia ora. I'll champion first completing the Opehiki Park, upgrading our play spaces and not selling our sports fields and never even suggest it. Our families deserve safe quality recreation areas where our children can play and communities can gather, and such as fixing the neglected boat ramps at the Bottletop Bay and making sure that things don't take 8 years to get done. Second, fixing local basic infrastructure. As someone who's walked these neighbourhoods, and I can see the broken footpaths and I can see the blocked drains, and I can see that the Takanini Residents Association have been notifying about the build-up of rubbish that is causing rats and other problems. These roaming roaming dogs in these neighbourhoods need to be safe, and that's not a luxury, it's a mandated priority for us to have as a community. Also, third, empowering our young people, our rangatahi, so that they have employment and training opportunities, because what works for them is going to work for us in the future of our Papakura. After helping launch alternative education programs around the country, 5,000 students trained last year. We want to see training and skills and mentoring programs right here for our rangatahi, so they have a hope and they have a future and they're highly engaged, because what's good for them is good for us. So building a stronger and safer Papakura is with them. Thank you.
Number one, I will not sell local parks. In response to an earlier comment, links are provided on our website with the full workshop video recording where the opposition gives clear direction to staff to investigate the sale of parks full of sports fields. It's what they said, it's on the recorded workshop. I am on record opposing the sale, so you can trust me to save local parks. I don't find it funny. Number two, safer streets, cleaner neighbourhoods, better transport, dog control, and supporting your choice for weekly rubbish collections will be core priorities for a stronger, more connected Manurewa-Papakura. Number three, I will fight to secure our fair share of funding for regional funding to complete projects like Opahiki Park, ending years of deferrals while Central Auckland projects take priority. Save our parks, safer streets, regional funding. Thank you.
Kia ora everyone. My three main key points I am focusing on. First is public transport between Papakura, Drury, Ramarama and Bombay Hill. We need, because a lot of new houses in Ramarama, there is no bus service between Papakura and Ramarama. And second key point, we need to develop some sports, because as athletics, we have a lot of athletes, they leave the clubs because we have not enough coach. Coach are volunteer, we need more funding for the coaches. Third point, I'm focusing on public park. There is no public toilet, there is no shelter. Another one, on between Mill Road and Cross Grove Road, there is no Bolter Road corner, there is no traffic light. And Mill Road, Cross Grove and Cleveland Road, there is no traffic light. Also, we have to focus, this is fully unsafe for community. So my request to all Papakura community, please vote Love Papakura. Thank you.
I almost feel like I'm going to keep repeating what everyone else is saying, because we've got so many problems. And yes, there is the rubbish. That is amazingly bad. It's also the illegal dumping. That's the one that gets me. We need to have weekly rubbish. That's not negotiable. And everybody behind me is saying the same, so we know we're on the track with that. We need to bring life back to Papakura Township. As I said, I've been here for too long. But it's dying, it's dirty, it's not safe, and we need to bring it back. And that's the biggest priority. Part of that is things like Christmas parades and such. Bringing the people back. And we need to get people interacted and back to being part of our council and our local board. Our rate of voting is abysmal. We all know that. We're not going to get people back if they don't trust us. So the local board and the councillors, nothing personal, but they need to come back down. They need to pull their heads in just a little tiny bit and work for the people. Thank you.
Well, that was a bit difficult, eh? That was a bit tough. And that's tough on you guys. How are we feeling? It's not bad, eh? We're getting a bit more information. Okay, I think it's time for a waiata, eh? Just to relax, I think a bit of tension going on in here, eh? Tutira mai na iwi, tato tato e. Here we go. Tutira mai na iwi, tato tato e. Whaia te maramatanga, me te aroha. E ngā iwi, kia patatahi, kia patahira. Tato, tato, e. All together now. Tato, tato, e. Fantastic. Give yourselves a round of applause. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, we're nearly there. We have 2 more questions, and don't forget live stream. So G2G on Blue Spur Consulting Facebook. Okay, so for those of you who are live stream, and come close to the mic when you're speaking because people need to see you and hear you as well. I think our candidates are doing really well. We're going to start our 3rd question from here and work our way back to the other side. Excuse me. Then we have 1 more question. Good, eh? Now, unfortunately tonight, because we're trying to get all of this done quickly, we won't have time for questions from the floor, but we will give you an opportunity to chat to one another in the mix and mingle out the back there. Cool? All right, let's give you the 3rd question. Our question here, were you given 2 or 3? 2. Okay. What 2 measures will you take to keep your promise and stay accountable to the community? You want that question again? What 2 measures will you take to keep your promise and stay accountable to the community? And your time starts now.
I'll take the bag.
It's yours.
Because I'm not getting offered any money. But I think being straight. I'm not a politician. And people that know me know that I'm not a politician. I'm very shy, very loud, very everything. And I keep my word. And I'm just one of the... And we all are. I think everybody here will keep their word. I am not being arrogant or anything here. And I will be accountable. People get hold of me. People talk to me up the road. I really liked Callum Penrose's time. He'd be walking up the road. He would say hello. He'd talk like he knew you. But I knew he didn't know who I was. But he was kind and he listened to me. And that's what we need to do. Get back into being interactive with each other. Bring back Papakura. Bring back Papakura. And that's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Good everyone. Thank you. Because I raised and grows in Papakura last 37 years, so my main promise is, I know we need problem of funding always. We have to apply for Super City, but whatever we do, we promise we finish the work. And also, I already mentioned what sports is biggest issue, but I also said to the lot of community I meet the public, they can ask me any question. I give them number. If any question is welcome, they can ask me anytime, 24 hours. My phone is available. So thank you community, thank you everyone. We are available. Love Papakura team, vote us. Thank you.
Two measures. For accountability, you must have transparency, 100%. Workshops must be recorded. I will advocate for workshops to remain recorded in Manurewa, and for workshops in Papakura to be recorded as soon as possible. Without transparency, it is too easy for people to sidestep accountability. That's everyone, right? Yet instead of transparency on social media, we have deception and misdirection. Over the past 2.5 years, 2 fake accounts have targeted my fellow candidates who are my friends, myself, and more recently, my family. As parents, Nicola and I have done our best to keep this from our children. It hasn't been easy, given the length of time, over 2.5 years, and the nature of sustained attacks. It's not okay. I will call out this type of behaviour used by those who are attempting to avoid accountability through deception and misdirection. Kia ora.
Kia ora. First, I'll be available for community conversations in public and on person and online. And I'll listen and I'll plan and I'll report back and I'll hear the challenges and I'll give updates on what's going on. No bureaucratic jargon, just honest conversations with our community. What's working and what isn't. The community deserves transparency, not just during election time and every 3 years. Education is part of this, and part of that means that residents should know what sort of resources they can get and the opportunities to know what's happening. Secondly, I'll support the current community associations and encourage more representative groups so that we have diverse representations across our community. This isn't about token consultation, it's about ensuring community voices are heard, stored and acted upon. And as an educator, I know the best solutions come from those who are actually facing the biggest problems. So having ears open is really important for accountability. My track record speaks of this, whether it's working for the Ministry of Education or internationally training people in disaster relief. It's about making promises a reality, and that means being open open, being available, responding in good time. Thank you.
I see a lack of cohesion in the community. By listening and not making assumptions what people want and positively challenging the traditional norms, we can start building a stronger, more connected community. I intend to bring a positive change by collaborating with others to strengthen community voices, support education and growth, and make sure projects are delivered with real benefits for everyone involved. When communities truly feel they belong, participation grows and everyone benefits. We can use fresh approaches to reach Papakura's diverse communities. Good. By starting small and setting realistic goals, we can work together to close the gaps.
Great.
Hello. There are two key issues that I have as core values. I didn't say that right. I have two key values that I have at my core. One of them is honesty, and the other one of them is transparency. Without those two, you don't have accountability, and you cannot earn anyone's trust. So that is what I will be bringing. I will always do what I say that I will do, and I'll always think about it very carefully before I say that I will do it. It is very important. Honesty and transparency in everything that I do, not just in the work that I would do if elected onto the Papakura local board, but also in my life and in my family. Thank you.
Hello again. I have been described as honest to the point of a detriment, but it's true. I am honest, and I will always strive to do exactly what I've promised that I will do. I believe that getting community conversation and connections with the community and working alongside the community, you're far more likely to do all of the things that you promised. So keeping those channels of communication open and alive, that's what I believe would work.
I live locally, I shop locally, and therefore I am always within the community here in Papakura. And I welcome anybody to come up to me and tell me what they want at any time. I'm open and I am welcoming for a cup of coffee. I'll sit down with a cup of coffee for you. But I'll give you an assurance right here and now that the Papakura local board, and that means the Papakura action team, has never proposed to sell any of our parks. We never will. And as long as I'm part of the Papakura local board, we will never sell our parks, and anybody that's suggesting we do so is being disingenuous. They do not know what happens in Papakura. They do not know that we want to keep our parks for the community, and we will be there to show you that we are determined to preserve our community and our sports parks. We will never sell them.
Thank you, Brent. Two measures. First one, work proactively with Councillor Newman, the Mayor, and all councillors to keep rate increases as low as possible with no new targeted rates. Secondly, I'd like to sit on the Safety and Regulatory Committee, which oversees animal management, regulations around harmful substances, and seeking harsher penalties for individuals and companies polluting our communities through illegal dumping. Thank you.
Local boards don't sell anything. Reserves that have reserve status under the Reserves Act can't be sold by local boards or by councils. Our parks are not for sale because they can't be sold. And I am sorry to all of you who are receiving disinformation, because you are receiving that disinformation out of calculation from people who ought to apologise for producing it. I have always been prepared to cast difficult votes and to be accountable for that. Sometimes you won't like it. That's fine. But I will be accountable for that, which is why I'm very comfortable to stand up to the Mayor and say we shouldn't have that fortnightly rubbish collection service. And I will be accountable for the big stuff like Mill Road, just as I am for the little stuff like helping Whae Anne to fund the presents for the Whaitiaki Christmas. I am very comfortable, whether it is a large project or small, to do my level best. Thank you very much.
Two measures to keep my promises: prudent spending and strong oversight. I'll make sure our work program is fully costed with funding locked in for key upgrades and protection of our parks and facilities. Prudent spending is vital. We can't afford to make promises we can't keep. I'll also work to keep contractors accountable so the work gets done properly and nothing falls through the cracks. Number 2, listening and staying connected with the community. Accountability means being available and hearing from you, the people. I'll continue to encourage residents to attend local board meetings, bringing their deputations to share the exciting things they have planned for Papakura. I'll also support the community through our grants and youth scholarship programs and encourage our incredible volunteers who give so much to our community. Without them, many services wouldn't happen. At the end of the day, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. It is the people who matter most, and we are here to serve you.
Like many others before you have said this evening, straightforward, honest, and I listen to the people who I deal with, the community groups that I liaise with, and I bring their needs and their wants back to the local board, and I've always championed for those people who I've been working with. I believe also that transparency is very important, which is why I was very glad when we made the workshops open to the public, and it's a shame that people have not really come along to take advantage of that, to hear local government and work. But it's a really important aspect of local governance. So I do encourage people to come along to that and see how local government works, and to bring deputations to business meetings as well. Thank you.
What I won't be doing is making promises I can't keep. I'm not going to promise you things that are nothing to do with the local board, but actually it's something that's being run by central government, or it's something that only the councillors have accountability for. If in my heart I don't believe a proposal is good for the local community, I won't vote for it. And I will ask for my vote to be recorded, because I'm not ashamed to do something that is not right for the community. And I encourage people to attend our open workshops and business meetings to hear our discussions and the decisions that are being made firsthand, and you don't hear things or hear innuendos. You'll hear the truth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, 2 measures that we will keep to stay accountable to our community. Alright, we always have an open door policy. We've heard, Brent's going to buy us a coffee, so, you'll be able to contact us. We'll take you out for coffee. We'll be there at consultations, and we'll connect with you on online means, because we've got online professionals behind us as well. Alright, secondly, we'll ensure that we communicate regularly, whether that is social media, whether it is in person. What I won't be doing is creating lies about a local board that has nothing to do with Papakura, and that is just all about trying to get votes. We are transparent. What really matters is the collective cohesion that we have on the local board, so vote for every Papakura Action team member, because we will do the mahi for Papakura.
Right, so my two policies. That open door policy, many of us have already spoken about. That local board stays open. The doors were open in October 2024, and since then we can pretty much count who's been there on one hand. Good on your hand. My plan would be to educate the community about making submissions, about having their say at our business meetings, about making deputations, coming to our and making public forums. You can walk in and do that. That is the best way to seek change and make change happen. My other accountability will be to hold our councillors accountable for this rubbish collection, to make sure it doesn't happen, so the illegal dumping doesn't continue and has better controls put on it. Thank you.
Hello. So the two measures that I will take to keep my promises. Now, firstly, I'll hold regular street corner style meetings here in Papakura, whether it's at the library or the RSA or just your local dairy. I'll be there in person so you can raise your concerns face to face. At the end of the day, I'm here to serve you, and everyone deserves someone who will always make time to hear you out. The second thing I'll do is to report back. I'll put out short, plain English updates on Facebook and in the community newsletters. Things like, here's what we've asked Auckland Transport to do, here's what's happening with our parks, or here's how we've spent your rates. Because you as the ratepayer deserve more than promises. You deserve results that you can actually see. Thank you.
First thing I would like to do is remind the board of Papakura and the councillors that represented Manurewa-Papakura that they did try to sell Kirin Court Reserve. I am a neighbour owner, and we had to fight tooth and nail to stop that from happening. Why? Goodness knows why. We've asked for that reserve to be given a proper name. Local board hasn't responded. I'm here to be accountable to the people of Manurewa and Papakura by standing for the combined board. I will do my utmost to be accountable at all times. I will be available at all times. And I'll come back to you in the last round with regard to where we're at with the rubbish, because during my election campaign I saw so much of the things that were going in people's letterboxes just blowing all around the streets. Disgusting. Thank you.
Accountability starts with visibility. Accountability starts with visibility. Transparent. My first one would be transparent, accessible communication. And second, and this is the most important one, community-led reporting, establishing an accountability group, especially involving rangatahi and mana whenua. Mana whenua voices to help track our progress, to help track I'm talking about myself, to help track my promises to you guys. Also, finally, because I sit on the Papakura Marae board, there's mana that I need to hold, not only just mine, but the mana of our marae. Te ngiro te whare tūpuna. Vote Love Papakura, all 6 candidates. Kia ora.
I'm just seeing if they're smiling. Yes, smiling. Some people rattled off pretty quickly in that minute, just to get things through. My wife said to me, when we did another one in West Auckland, how'd you get on? I said, man, they talk so fast, by the time I got home I had asthma. So I'm so glad you managed to fit everything into that minute. They're quite difficult questions, but we're getting a sense, Getting a sense. You know, it's okay to repeat some of those things, It just tells us as a community what really is important, what's really kind of priority in terms of, repeating the same things. That's all good. Now, we have one more question, but I'm looking at the time. I just want to acknowledge that Kerry Leone is here, and then after we finish here, we're going to have an opportunity to speak to her sort of in the mix and mingle. So it's an opportunity for you to have a chat. How I knew she's here is because she's on a billboard in West Auckland That's how I knew that she was here. So it's worthwhile taking the opportunity, people, to say hello to those who are putting their hands up to be mayor. You know, the better mayors that we have, the better forward everyone else in the councils move. Okay, now folks, are you ready for the final question? Are you ready for the final question? Again, sorry people, you only get a minute for the final question, but it's a very important question. So let me just give you the question. Excuse me. Why should the people, community of Papakura, place their trust and vote in you? Why should we place our trust and vote in you? Now, I know we ended up that side, my brother, so we might have to be fair, start at that side and work our way around here. Ka pai? So that's the question, folks. And your time starts. That's all right. I'll only start when you start speaking.
Kia ora. All right. Toi tū te reo, toi tū te whenua, toi tū te tiriti o Waitangi, toi tū te hakaputanga, toi tū te wāri Māori, whatu ngaro te tangata. Why you should vote for me? I bring both vision and young vision too. Young vision in action, a strong advocate for youth, a clear commitment to te tiriti o Waitangi, and a drive to uplift Papakura through innovation, connection, and equity. I'm not here for politics as usual. Yes, I do know what's going on with everything behind me. Ka pai, I do. I have my vision, and I'm strong on my vision. So thank you for coming here today. Vote 6 for Love Papakura. Kia ora whānau.
I am an independent candidate, and you've got these parties here today that are seeking you to give all your votes to one or the other. First thing to do is, if you haven't voted, your first vote is one tick for Glenn William Archibald. You can do what you want with the rest of your votes, because once you've done mine, I'll be very, very happy. And I will be able to take things forward that are so important to not only Papakura, but to the greater of Auckland. I have a huge amount of experience with a number of Auckland councillors during my time. And it was sad the other day to see some of those, particularly Sharon Stewart from Howick, retiring. But 30 years is a long time to give to local government. So just remember, one tick for Glenn, and your job is done as far as I'm concerned. Back to the rubbish. I will support whatever's there, but the matter for rubbish is still in front of the council that I'm yet to be elected on. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So Papakura deserves a local board that listens, acts and delivers. I'm standing for Papakura. So I've lived here for over a decade. I've raised my family here. My son goes to a local school. I own my own home here, also ran a local business, and I drive on the same roads like you all do. So I understand the challenges our community faces firsthand. And I know what it feels like when you see the money going out of your rates, but not coming back into our neighborhood. It's not a nice feeling, and that's why I've been advocating for real change and lower rates. I will fight and advocate for lower rates since families can't keep absorbing rate hikes every now and then. I'll bring the focus back on fixing the basics first, and I'll bring transparency and accountability so you know where every dollar of your rates are spent. With experience in overseeing key client relationships, teams, and significant budgets, I have the real-world experience and the skills to bring real change to Papakura. Thank you.
I bring knowledge and experience, not only in our parks and reserves, but also our communities. I've served as a chair and on a committee of Residents Association for a number of years now. So I have insights into what communities need and their wants. And I'll tell you what, most of it's around security. It really is. I have some solutions. I have some solutions. but not all. I would ask that you vote for myself, Kelvin Hyatt, my Action colleagues, for our continued work that we do within our communities and particularly our residents and ratepayers. Thank you.
Alrighty, around the Papakura Local Board, it is vital that we have diversity. Diversity in age, Brent? And diversity as young as me. We need ethnic voices that are heard and that are true representation of Papakura. We need to, our rangatahi need to see a board that looks like them as well. I'm a young aspirational professional wanting to give back. I also want to see Papakura thrive through inspiring youth and rangatahi to stand up and be heard. So for our councillors, we've got Daniel Newman, Matt Winiata. For Papakura Local Board, we have Brent Catchpole, we have Calvin Hyatt, Jan Robinson, Felicity Olva'a, my best friend, George Hawkins, and myself, Andrew Webster. Thank you very much.
I bring honesty, experience and integrity. Like you, I care deeply about our community and believe in the power of working together to create positive change. I'm committed to listening to your concerns, advocating for fairness and making sure every voice is heard, whether it's supporting our schools, protecting our environment or ensuring our safe and vibrant neighbourhoods. I'm ready to continue to put in the hard work for all of us, and I ask for your trust and your vote in me, for myself and all the Papakura Action Team, so we can build a better future together. Thank you.
I'm proud to be from Papakura. It's my home, it's where I was born and brought up, it's where my family is, and I deliberately came back here to Papakura to raise my family because it's a place for families, a homeowner and a ratepayer as well. Not so long ago, earlier this year at school, we were asked why did we want to be teachers? And my answer is, I want to give back, and it's the same reason why I enjoy and want to continue being on the local board, because I want to give back to the community that has nurtured me and brought me up. It is my favourite place. I have experience over the last 6 years on the local board. I'm a good communicator and I'm someone who listens. The groups that I go to, I bring their voice back to the local board and advocate my hardest for those people with their needs and what is best for them. So please vote for Action this year. Thank you.
One thing I can say is that I've been trusted in this role for over 20 years, and you can be assured that that trust will continue. I bring governance experience of over 20 years, and it's vital that we have this because we need to manage the changes that come through Auckland Council and get fed down to our local board. I bring a common sense approach in decision making, thinking of families first. That is my priority. I love Papakura. I've been born and raised and brought all my children up and my grandchildren now. That's what we're about. Ensuring our place is about the future. Not so much now, but looking ahead. And I have vision for that, to make sure that the place that we bring up our grandchildren is just as good as the place that we brought up ourselves and our children. Vote for Felicity Olva'a, the whole Action Team. Vote for no targeted rates and lower rates and the weekly rubbish collection. Thank you.
I hope at the end of this time we can give Kieran a few minutes as well, because I'd like to hear from her. I'm very comfortable to cast votes whether they are popular or unpopular. When I commit to something, I do my level best. I wanted to get rid of tags on rubbish bins. They are gone. I wanted to upgrade Papakura City FC's facilities at McLennan Park. Got that. I wanted to get the fast track funding for us to do grade separation at Takanini. Got that. I wanted to get Papakura sports, tennis and squash, the courts resurfaces. Got that. And I want to stop the weekly rubbish collection going to fortnightly, because I believe that that would be a terrible change for our community, and I was the only South Auckland councillor to oppose that fortnightly trial. The last thing, I've never supported selling parks, and it was me who pushed for the retention of the reserve status for Keene Court, and I would not put my name to a pamphlet that provides disinformation, because that would be wrong. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. So, for everybody here, an election should be a challenge of ideas and policies. You've heard my policies, you've heard our policies, and you've heard them from us. I've worked hard to build good relationships with many councillors and council staff, and advocated extremely hard, which has seen the community of Manurewa led to a positive future with $23 million in fairer funding and regional funding going to Manurewa over the next 3 years, including this year, including $6 million in sports field upgrades and lighting. Nothing is for sale. I will bring this tenacity to the council to ensure that the people of Papakura are fairly represented as well. I have a strong track record of wins, and in partnership with Councillor Newman, you will see outcomes increase because we both have a very strong track record for outcomes. Vote Papakura Action, vote Daniel, and vote Matt. Thank you.
I have a long association with Papakura, and I'm proud of that. Right from the time that I was a Member of Parliament through to Papakura District Councillor and the leader of the Papakura Local Board. And I'm proud to have supported Daniel Newman and many of the projects that he's been involved in. I'm proud to be part of those projects and to see them to fruition. And I am proud of the people of Papakura because I live amongst you, I live with you, and I understand where you suffer and where you hurt, I also hurt. So I put out there that I promise that you will be heard on this local board going forward, and I will assure you that we will never sell any of our parks, and don't listen to anybody that suggests they are. And I want you to vote Brent Catchpole and the entire Action team to go forward and make sure that Papakura is a safe community to live in.
As you may have realised by now, I am extremely community-centric and focused. I believe in bringing people together, getting them connected and growing from there. There are so many opportunities and wasted skills that nobody knows about and not aware of, and we are really wasting the opportunity to utilise some of those skills. Now, I walked the main street and I talked to a bunch of business owners. I have here the list of things that they said. People sleeping in rubbish bins. People using their business hose the first thing in the morning to have a shower. People behind bars because they're scared for their safety. So I truly believe in the sense of community spirit and bringing a community voice back to the table to be looked at, talked about, and let's make some solutions. Thank you.
Kia ora. Something that I learned in my time as an outdoor educator was that trust is something that builds up slowly over time, and it only takes one thing, one action or one inaction that's going to destroy that trust. For me, trust is super, super important. It's one of the strong values that I do hold dear. I need to be trustworthy, and as part of the Papakura Local Board, I believe that I will bring that to you. I have certifications and qualifications in business and occupational therapy and public health and environmental management and health and safety and a whole bunch of other things. I bring all that experience. I've got a diverse range of skills. I've got proven leadership and a quiet resilience that really drives me every single day. He waka eka noa, we are in this waka together. Your success is our success, and together we will thrive. Thank you.
We are a new team. We got together because we felt there was something missing, that cohesion I was talking about before. I think it's time for change. I'm passionate about people and so is the Love Papakura team. I bring strong governance, experience, and the ability to make well-informed and balanced decisions. Through my career, I have focused on collaborating with clubs and community organisations to help them achieve their goals. It's a shame that Angela Cunningham-Marino couldn't be here today, who is the other Love Papakura candidate, and Caitlin, who is our young rep. We're a diverse team. We locals as well. Support us. Vote Love Papakura. Kia ora.
So why vote for me? Because it's time for change. I'm not a politician. I'm a problem solver who just happens to be standing for local office. And if there's anyone in the room who knows me, here's a question, this is being vulnerable. If there's anyone in the room who knows me, am I a get it done guy? Yes. Thank you, thank you. Really appreciate that, worked out well. So my experience is about trying to solve problems for communities and for schools and for organisations and districts. My experience is about empowering other people, not really about advancing myself. And so I really, from launching community initiatives to see that communities' needs are heard and made and brought to the front and resources are given, whether it's a gang-affiliated neighbourhood or kids that are out on the street, those are the things that I really, really care about. And so, I listen. And what's one of the important things of moving things forward is actually listening. So you can be guaranteed that I will be listening. And I don't want to impose my vision on Papakura. I want to hear what your vision is. I want to know what your vision is. And I want to take it forward and put all my resources to make that happen. So I'm promising you, if you vote for Love Papakura, we'll get stuff done. Thank you.
Why should Papakura place their trust in me? I was board chair during one of the toughest times when budgets were slashed because of the pandemic. I understand budgets, financial management, and how decisions at the governing body level impact communities, both financially and in real outcomes. Love Papakura will listen to all our voices in our community and let them inform decision making. Te Kānini residents have been without a hall for far too long. The Bottletop Bay residents have waited far too long for safe and clean neighbourhoods. Love Papakura and I will engage with a wide range of community groups, bring people together through open and respectful dialogue, and ensure policies reflect the needs of everyone. I'm very proud of the Love Papakura team, and I wish, and Angela Cunningham-Marino, who's my running mate, and all the Love Papakura team, so please vote for us. Thank you.
Kia ora, Papakura. I will promise and I will do. Today, this afternoon, I visited to one park near Bruce Perman Park. I asked the public view, what is their need? First, they said me, none of other candidate come and ask to the public what are their need. So they said to me, there is no public toilet in public playing area in park. So we need some toilets, which is most important. The children are playing, none of toilet around that area. We would like to build trust and public relationship with Papakura community. That is our goal. So Papakura, Love Papakura team is new faces came, they brought new experience. Vote us, we would like to change. Thank you everyone, be strong.
I do sort of wish I'd been on a bit of a diet, because they say it's not over till the fat lady sings. But I am not going to sing tonight, believe me, because my voice is pretty bad. But I personally think every single person behind me could do the job. We know that. Half of them are already doing the job, which is all good. But something has just disconnected, and I sound like I'm repeating myself, but I think everybody up here is repeating themselves. We just need some aroha, some love. We need to get back into Papakura, and maybe the change is necessary, and we've got independence. You've got so many. You can have action and you can have love. Have some heart. Just vote for who you believe. And thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for voting, because so many are not voting. And if you have, and when you go home, take one person aside and convince them to go and vote, because that will make the difference. Thank you.
Oops, it's already told me to be quiet. Okay, a big round of applause once again for our panel, our candidates. Fantastic, fantastic. Now, folks, I'm just going to move off our script a wee bit here, because I've heard the word rangatahi, youth, young people coming several times through here. So I'm just going to go off script. Is there a young person, and I mean young, that has a burning question that you'd like to ask the panel, which means they'll get a minute to talk about your question, and then we'll be out of here in 18 minutes. Good, eh? Good timing. It's a minute each. Is there a young person that's had that burning question? You've been sitting there all night thinking, what about me? What about us? What about our young people and our needs? Is there one? Okay, we'll go to thinking over there. And we won't prolong this. If we don't have it, then we'll wrap it up. Just a young person. Do we have someone over here? Come to the microphone, brother. Yeah, big round of applause for this good-looking young man.
Yeah. The question is, what will you really do to... I know you're going to give back to the community, but what about the young ones that aren't out in the community, that you don't know about, that might be needing help at homes and, yeah, just kind of like that? What will you be doing to give back to those that aren't being noticed very much? What can you do to, yeah, basically just that.
Beautiful. Yeah. What a beautiful question. What a beautiful question. Now you have a minute, so I'll just give you a minute to gather your thoughts, and then we'll start at this end and go back there, and then we'll end up with our brother at that end. Beautiful question, though, eh? Would you agree? Yeah. So there was a question actually sent to you on email that related to youth, so you might want to group some of your ideas into answering that question. But it's a very important question, and we'll start with you. Okay. It's about youth, isn't it? About youth, yeah, and just answering this. For the youth that are unseen, you can use the microphone again, and then and your time starts now.
Hello. Lockie, I'll talk to you for everybody that's young here. It was lovely to meet you yesterday, and you were very polite, very much a credit for your dad. Yeah. Yes. And all I want to say is I'm a mum of 5 children, all married children, ranging from a blue-eyed redhead down here who's just turned 21 up to a 39-year-old very old man. And they're all important, and a lot of things don't change. It's all about respect, it's about learning, it's about experiencing and your culture, everything, your ethnicity, everything. But it's love and it's family, and hopefully we'll all go forwards with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good everyone. Youth are future of our country. Youth are asset of our nation. So for youth, we should start the program Youth Development, which is also we provide the special training in sports and tertiary education. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you for your question, and look, I do have the answers, some answers for the question that was proposed before, but you've actually touched on something new. I mean, we can talk about providing more sporting opportunities for youth, working with the Youth Council to provide solutions, and partnering with the marae and other organisations. But it's really about how do we reach the youth that are at home in the family, that don't have those opportunities to go to the sporting groups and to be in those groups, or not be into Youth Council. So how do we do that? And I think that this needs to be a youth-led solution. So it's a very good problem. Thank you for posing the question.
Nice, thank you.
Great question and very brave to ask it. I think that like you've just said, the answers actually come from the young people themselves. So when I supported my niece to set up an alternative education program in a school that was 3 doors down from the Black Power headquarters, it was about identifying who actually was outside of engagement with schooling, who was disaffected, who was disengaged. And so it's reaching out through a range of different community organisations to figure out who are those young people, getting them together and understanding how can we meet your needs. When I supported my daughter and Papakura High School to set up an alternative education program for the Ram Raiders, it was all about identifying what's going to work for them by what are they missing, what's missing from their heart, their experience, their lives. And so we need to fully resource programs that are generated by youth for youth to make sure they're empowered to reach their own goals. And number one, it starts with belonging, and that's what we made a priority, was a sense of belonging, a sense of this is my place, this is where I stand, I feel like I belong, I'm strong, so I can move forward positively. That's what I believe.
Kia ora. The 16 and 17-year-olds that I spoke to, they want to be independent and not supervised. So I think council, we need to make spaces where youth want to be and where parents feel their children are safe, so they actually let them be there. So we want to encourage positive behaviour by having a variety of initiatives. And they also said that transport was a barrier for them because they couldn't get to things. So we need to make them more satellite opportunities. And I think that's what it's about, is having opportunities. Kia ora.
Thank you so much for your question. I want to tell a personal story just really quickly. When I was doing outdoor education, we would do personal and social development with our youth through activities such as games, low ropes and high ropes, and we did a 5-day program where they got unit standards. The most profound thing that someone's ever said to me that really made me realise just what youth are actually impacted with is at the end of it, she was like, I've had a fantastic time, I've grown as a person, I have become this incredible being, but when I go home, nothing changes. And that hit hard. I don't know why this is happening, but it hit hard. So we have to change that. My health and safety profession tells me to always look for the root cause. It's not the fact that we need to build them up. We need to sort out what's happening that's not allowing them to be built up. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Yes, it sounded like that question involved children slipping through a system, and slipping through a system that they have been slipping through for quite some time, as we know. Now, I believe that role models about learning from the people that raised you in such a way makes you actually a better person. And part of that is that community-centric, okay, I say it again, but that community-centric focus where our parents are actually becoming really good role models and bringing us together. And it often takes a village to raise our children these days. So, welcome to the village.
That's a worrying question, that there is an issue at home. And if you do personally have an issue at home, please reach out. Please reach out to somebody, whether it be your neighbour or a close friend. Reach out and tell them what you need. And there are other organisations within Papakura that can help. We have the Youth Council. Reach out to them. They will guide you. But we also have the Blue Light organisation right here in Redhill that offer great services to the young people in the community, and I suggest you reach out to them as well. There is the police, and you can reach out to the police and do it anonymously, and you can get assistance, or the local church groups. But do not sit on your own and worry about things that are happening at home.
That is a great question, and it's something that we've worked very hard to address in the Manurewa local board. And with the investment that we've put in, we need to look at the programs that we've installed in Manurewa that we can provide without that increase in funding to the Papakura local board, which are what community programs are going to work. Now, if I know one thing, and if council tells us one thing, it's that council doesn't do community programs very well. Community groups do community programs very well, whether it's Maranga Whānau, Kura Cares for financial literacy, whether it is whakamana ora for counselling within the household, strengthening the family unit, and providing programs within schools that motivate and inspire kids to be more than what they are. We need to attack that from both ends. Thank you.
I think it's the best question tonight, actually, and thank you for asking. I don't have all the solutions, but it is about supporting organisations like Kura Cares and Maranga Whānau who do that fantastic work. It is actually really important in our community for council to invest in our facilities that do focus on youth, for our young people. That's why the diamonds down at Prince Edward Park need to be upgraded. It's for the young people to play softball. That's why the lights in the auditorium here had to be upgraded, because we actually want that to be an active space all the time. That's why we need to invest in our sports and community infrastructure, because that is beneficial to everybody, but especially to young people. And I'm proud of what we can do, but I'd like your guidance as to what we can do in the future, because we have to maintain the progress that we've made. Thank you so much for that question. Best question of the night.
Thank you. Yes, it's all about the young people, and where the young people are supposed to be. They're supposed to be at school, and that's where the key is. We need to be in partnership with some of the schools to ensure that everybody has an equal opportunity. We need to look at what's happening there, look at the programs that are being run, and support them if we can through the local board. Local board, that's not our main objective, that's more central government's policy, but when we have the little bit of money that we have in our local LDO, we will indeed support partnerships that make youth grow and thrive, because that's important. Just picking up on Daniel's comment about our facilities, that is so important. We need to be able to maintain our facilities so young people can enjoy them, and that's what local board can do and can do well. Thank you.
Thank you for a really good question. It's one that's dear to my heart as well as a parent of teenagers and as a teacher in a deprived area. And I see these children who have difficulties in their lives every single day. And what is really important is building community for those people, and that they have someone in a place that they feel that they belong. And within local board, what we can do, as has been mentioned, is providing those facilities where they can be engaged in sporting activities. As it's been said, a child in sport is not going to end up in court. Also, I think that we need to greater engage the youth council, give them more, empower them a lot more, so that they are able to connect with disenfranchised youth in Papakura and help connect them to places like Kura Cares and other groups that can really make a difference for those people. Ngamihi.
Thank you for having the courage to come forward and ask a question. It's not easy to talk to a big crowd, is it? I think, I think everyone's sort of answered your question already. It's about community help, but it's also family, and a lot of children in our community don't have good families, and that's where it needs to start. And that's where it is a government thing, a central government thing, a lot of the time, to help those families. But locally, we have the youth council that can give help to the kids by talking to their peers. They are somebody that have some standing within the community, and they can guide those children that don't have the support, but it's getting that connection, and a lot of that connection is through schools. Thank you.
Kia ora, bro. Thank you for that question. I am the partnership lead for Kura Cares charity. You've heard that probably 4 times this evening. And the major issue in our community is children of the age of 12 through to 18 opting out of school. Dad, when I went to school, did I have a choice? No. All right. So these kids have a choice, and, as our awesome Matt has said, Council partners with organisations like Kura Cares to reach out to these communities. They deliver programs that are far beyond the scope that Council can actually do. I want to thank Phyllis here, who works with our homeless whānau in Manurewa and Takanini. And with Matt's... Matt has actually unlocked funding for us in Papakura and Manurewa, and that's what we need. We need councillors that are going to view the opportunity, identify it, and actually put actions to the words. So if you vote for the full action team, we're out there to do the mahi for Papakura. Thank you.
Right, as you know, I'm a practical person. I look at moving forward with our young fellas, and thank you for that question, it was spot on. If we encourage kids to get involved in their communities, if we encourage kids to get involved in sport, hopefully the hope is they will bring their friends, and they too will bring their friends. So we encourage a spiral effect of encouraging each and every young person to come in and join. I'm a great believer in upgrading our facilities, particularly our sports clubs, to make them look clean, tidy, modern, and user-friendly. If we can encourage more people into our sport, we encourage more families, we encourage more kids, they then bring their friends. And if those friends are down and caught in a spiral, we hope to bring them and lift them up. That's our aim. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Now, I'm sure most of the people before me have answered your question as to where to seek support and so on. But what I feel as a local board member or as a local board in Papakura is we can do is involve youths like you in community projects. So the rangatahi, if they're directly involved in local projects, things like park upgrades or even mural designs, because when they can see their ideas taking shape in the local community, they'll feel more connected with the local community. And also a big concern amongst the local youth, including my own, is job prospects. I'm sure that leads to a lot of disappointment in the youth as to what's going to happen in future, not only the present. And now that's mainly a central government issue, I understand, but there's no reason why we can't do our part locally. So by involving young people in community projects, we can actually give them real-world experience that will help them in their future careers. Thank you.
As a father of 3, I'm very, very proud to have been part of their life. I was on committees at Papakura Central School. I was for 6 years on the board at Redhill College. And when I decided that my children had had the best of my time, I was going back to my practice. But I was persuaded by people in the community of Papakura that I should carry on, and that's why I became a councillor for 15 years. For yourself, at your generation, you're going through the toughest times I've seen in my lifetime. And the first thing for you is to make sure that you're getting the right advice about how to manage through these tough times money-wise. And that's something that the council's got as a problem, the board has a problem, but next generations will have that problem for a long time, I must say. But work hard at it, please. Thank you.
Thanks.
Kia ora, great question. Your father must be a very handsome man. Kia ora. I do want to delve deeper into this patai, because it is about the kids the rangatahi that have slipped through the cracks, right? So let's not move away from that. So the answer to this, whānau, and I sound like a broken record tonight, but if we honour Te Tiriti o Waitangi, through that we'll be able to fix this. Through partnerships with our mana whenua, through partnerships with the marae, that is how we go. That's how we move forward. And I already spoke on this earlier on in my opening statement. Our rangatahi need a voice at our table. We need to stop talking to them, stop talking at them, and put them on the table. Vote Caitlin Dulcie Smythe. She's the only qualified rangatahi up here running for Papakura Local Board this year. She isn't here today, but vote Caitlin. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Thank you.
Well done, team. Fantastic. I hope that they help sort some of the answers for you. If not, you can talk to your dad later on. Look, thank you so much, panel. A big one more round of applause for our candidates. Done so well tonight. And of course, a big round of applause for you folk who have come out. Preferences of candidates, yeah. A big thank you to all the community who have come out, community leaders who are representing different parts of our community. There's a lot we want to do tonight, but I don't have that on my brief. The only brief I have is enough for us to have the candidates answer the questions, so there's no sort of preference. It's a fair process in terms of a family-friendly environment tonight. I hope it's been good for you. It's been great for me to enjoy listening to how Papakura does your elections out here. No, we're just going to round it off here, and you can speak to Kerry for 25 minutes to an hour if you in the little gathering outside there. We just
we know you're comfortable with it, but other mayoral candidates that we are not here may find that uncomfortable. That is the only reason why we're not able, because we might get into trouble for that. And I know the intention is there. Responded accordingly to Karen, and I hope in the time after this that all of you are able to go and speak with it. I am so sorry about that, but these are the rules that we have to run this event with. All right? I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm just going to wrap it up. I hope you've had a good time. It's been okay, relaxed enough for you, not too stressful being out tonight. Yeah, I mean, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to end. We won't do a karakia as such. I'm just going to end with a Samoan proverb, one that will just refresh us and enlighten us as we go about our way. And it goes something like this. Tau meina o pua ula, au meina o aunga o aute. Which means continue to bring the most beautiful of hibiscus when we come to serve our community. Continue to bring the freshest frangipani when it comes to our community. Continue to bring the young palm frond, and together we give sacrifice to our gods. God bless you as you go home. Please enjoy your conversation out in the little foyer there. There's food, there's drinks. Help yourselves, and you can just say hello to the candidates as well. God bless you.
On behalf of all the candidates here, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight, and a big thank you for the Redhill Community Centre for hosting this event. Thank you very much.
Good.